Hi there. So my girlfriend Gena came in from Seattle last week and we decided to do her makeup. So I started off with this Cover FX Mattifying Primer. We received a sample at Sephora and we're just testing it out on her skin because she has very oily, problematic skin. But for the majority of this video, I will be using all the makeup that she brought in her makeup bag. So I'm taking her Bare Minerals Prime Time Eyelid Primer. It applies nicely, but in actuality, when I went to apply all her eyeshadows, I didn't care for it. I even laid a base down. I used the white chocolate from the Too Faced chocolate bar. This is her palette. I used this as a base, and the eyelid or the eyeshadows still stuck a lot of places on her eyelid. So next I'm taking Salted Caramel, and I'm just running that through the crease. And you'll see me blending a whole bunch here because everything just kept sticking. She does have little dry patches on her eyelid, so it could have been a combination of the primer and then the dry patches on her eyelid. But she really didn't have a whole lot of dry patches, so I'm going to blame the primer. But I do blend out a lot because it just kept sticking, so some spots were darker than others, some spots were lighter, and I'm going to just say that the primer is a no-go for me. So next I'm taking the Cherry Cordial shade and I'm running that underneath the Salted Caramel shade into the very crease, and then I'm going to apply this on the outer corner and a little bit onto the inner corner. I'm going to do a slight halo effect with this. Now on her eyelids, this color ends up looking very brown, so you'll see later that I blend it with the Amaretto shade because I wanted to do a more purple smoky eye on her, a slight purple smoky eye. She doesn't like purple smoky eyes because she says it makes her look like she has black eyes, but I thought she looked gorgeous. So I'm just going to blend this into the inner corner and then through the crease and then the outer corner. Again, the colors were sticking, they were just not blending well. And this is one of my favorite palettes. I have this palette also, and I don't have any issues like this. So that Prime Time Eyelid Primer, no. No. Gena, just go ahead and throw that sucker away. She said she liked it, but I had a lot of issues with it. So next I'm taking this color Marzipan, and I'm applying that all over the lid just to brighten up the lid. I think that this helped make the eyelid pop more and probably take away from that black eye that she thinks that she gets when she uses smoky eyes. But honestly, it's a beautiful color and it'll brighten up any look. So I'm just blending out all of the colors, taking the Cherry Cordial shade, blending that, and then I will take Salted Caramel again and try to blend everything out. But again, that Prime Time Eyelid Primer, I don't like you. Okay, so you're going to see here that I mix the Cherry Cordial and the Amaretto shade. I'm trying to make this look a little more purple when it was looking very brown. So I'm just taking that color, or both of those colors, and blending them out, and then I'm reapplying Marzipan because it kind of got blended away. So next I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and clean up all the fallout, which wasn't much, but I'm just trying to clean it up. And now I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the Pro Matte, and then the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. These are the two foundations that she brought. She doesn't like either one of them, but we were just working with what she had. And then I'm just taking the foundations and blending them out with this EcoTools Beauty Sponge. She actually bought it. She was going to buy a beauty blender, and I convinced her to buy this one because this is my current favorite from the drugstore, and you'll see me using the smaller one also in a little bit. So next I'm using her Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. I don't recall liking this. I think we had issues with this too, and I don't think she liked it either. This color we just kind of used to clear up her, dark circles, but I didn't feel like it brightened enough. So you will see me using a different concealer in a second, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend this all out. And this is the second sponge that comes in that EcoTools set. It comes with a smaller one, and then it comes with a larger one. This smaller one is really good for blending out the concealer, getting in those crevices, but in actuality you can use the big one also. but this one is just really good for baking and getting those concealers blended, getting in those little crevices, getting underneath the eyes. I just love this set. So I highly recommend, if anything you learned from this video, go out and buy this Eco Tool set. It sells for 10 bucks. No, I'm not affiliated. No, I'm not getting paid. No, I'm not sponsored. I just love the damn thing. So this is LA Girl's concealer. I just had some in my kit and I felt like she needed to be brightened. That last concealer didn't brighten her up enough, so I wanted to highlight her face and then go ahead and contour with this concealer. So then you can see her like freaking out because I used this dark concealer, but I grabbed for a darker concealer. It's also an LA Girl concealer, and just went ahead and used it to bronze up, contour the face, and I'm going to blend everything out with those two sponges. She's a happy girl. So next she had this Tarte Smooth Operator powder. I was trying to use this brush, but it just wasn't picking up enough. And she said this is the first time she's ever baked. So I just used this to run underneath her contour. So normally when you do models, they are usually wearing just some street clothes. They haven't like popped up into their outfits. And you don't get powder everywhere. So yes, I blew the powder off of her. She was cracking up. Okay, so next I'm just going to take that same powder to set her concealer. I don't really want to bake on her because she does have drier skin in that area. So I'm just taking it to set everywhere that I applied the concealer. And then I'm going to blend it all out with this brush. So I'm just taking this brush, using that powder and blending everything out, setting everything. And then I'm going to wipe away that powder that I baked with. So she brought these two blushes. One was a Tarte blush that really sucked, and the other one was a Milani blush. It's their rose blush, and this one actually worked and was really pretty. So we went mainly with this color because the other color, honestly, it didn't even pick up on her skin. And then I felt like I wanted her to have a more crisp line, so we went ahead and baked a little bit more. Don't worry, I know it looks like we're putting a lot of powder product, but honestly, with her skin, she really needs to set everything. She has very oily skin. We make, we use the word Crisco face because her and I both have the same oily skin. So using the powder, it didn't make her look cakey. So next I'm taking the Salted Caramel shade and I'm just running that underneath her lash line, and then I blend it up to meet the other side. So she didn't have any brow products with her other than a brow gel from Anastasia. So I went ahead and mixed two colors from the palette to use as her brow powder. I mixed the colors Milk Chocolate and Triple Fudge, and it actually worked very well for her skin tone and for her eyebrow color. It was a little bit on the cool ashy side and it wasn't warm tone, so it worked really well for her eyebrows. Now she doesn't have a tail on this side, so I'm working kind of hard to get a tail, and then her hair just wants to like stick straight up, so you can see that little portion that just wants to stick straight up. But this brow combination, if you're trying to like pan that palette or whatever and you don't know what to do with these two shades, throw them in your brows because they worked really well. So next I'm just going to take her Anastasia brow gel to set everything in place and just make sure that everything looks nice and crisp. You'll notice that I don't do that whole concealer, camouflage shaping thing, because to me it just looks like an unnatural brow. So next she had this YSL eyeliner, and I'm just taking it and then smudging it on her upper lash line, and then I will take it and I will smudge it a little bit on the outer corner of her lower lash line. So she was saying that she normally doesn't wear lip product anymore. She feels like her lips are shrinking, and so I just went with a very natural gloss just to highlight her lips and make it pop a little bit. And then next we take her Jaclyn Hill Becca Champagne Pop, and I just mix Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop to highlight her face on the high points and then the inner corner of her eyes. So this is like the most nerve-wracking part of doing someone's face makeup is their eyelashes. So I go and curl her eyelashes, and then I apply her L'Oreal Volume Mascara. I think this is in the Carbon Black formula. And I take her from this to this. Voila, that is my friend Gena. Make sure to be nice in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.